You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, it's not many people that we know of publicly at the Marxist ESPN of China that are blatantly conservative, but we know one, Sage Steele. Now, of course, very famously, Sage Steele had the massive issue with ESPN involving the Wuhan virus vaccination. And, of course, the woke mob came after Sage Steele, tried to cancel her. Well, Jim Harbaugh, Wolverines head coach, is also currently in a cancellation process because he's come out, he's been very vocal about how much he supports the idea of following through with pregnancy and not getting an abortion. Of course, we know that's extremely controversial to the woke mob. You know, I saw a comment today where somebody said, it's amazing we are now in a state where actually saving babies is considered weird. Not by me, it's not, but you get the point. Okay, now that's considered by, unfortunately, a large group of people as being a negative. God, it seems like we're in such a mess right now. This is Outkick. Sage Steele defends Jim Harbaugh's comments on abortion. That's right. She came to Jim Harbaugh's defense as an ESPN employee. Boy, you don't see that very much when it comes to conservative issues, but she's willing to put herself out there. It's probably only a matter of time before she's working for Outkick. Jim Harbaugh made headlines recently when he defended pro-life causes, stating that people should have the courage to let babies be born. Boy, he took it a big step further, too. His comments, unsurprisingly, led to social media outrage from progressives, furious with somebody openly speaking their mind without conforming to their predetermined talking points. Harbaugh's remarks, quote, "I believe in having courage to let the unborn be born," represent the views of a substantial portion of Americans. Even so, it takes a type of courage to make a statement like that at all, knowing the blowback it'll receive. He has a prominent defender, though, in ESPN Sage Steele. On Tuesday, Steele went on Twitter and she said she loved, quote, that Jim Harbaugh was brave enough to go on the record with his abortion stance despite the predictable social media criticism he's receiving. Let us not forget, folks, Twitter's not a real place. I mean, such a small percentage of America is actually on there. But corporations are going to make decisions around it, I assure you. Her tweet also references the importance of having conversations and respecting others, even if you disagree with them. Of course, that's the exact opposite of what pro-abortion activists have been doing since Roe v. Wade decision was released, instead targeting homes of SCOTUS's around D.C. Steele's comments also put her at odds with one of her colleagues at ESPN, Ellie Duncan. Just a few weeks ago, Duncan had an impassioned, minutes-long plea for fathers to speak up so that their daughters could have abortions. Are you mental right now? While ESPN has apparently had a policy prohibiting most political discussion, they seemingly have no issue with Duncan making comments. Let's be real, they have no issues with leftist radical comments. There, I fixed that. Steele, who's had run-ins with ESPN in the past, including a prominent lawsuit on free speech grounds, could be daring the network to punish her and prove her point that the company's enforcement is arbitrary and capricious. Either way, she's completely right. The fact that it takes bravery and courage to say what you think in America, if it contradicts the current woke groupthink ideology, is absurd. Free speech is inherent in the U.S., and while legality, it pertains to government intervention, it's equally as important that there is a free exchange of ideas. Some of the greatest progress in the country's history has come from exchanging competing viewpoints. Instead, the system has been created and promoted by corporate executives at places like ESPN. Let us not forget that ESPN is owned by Disney. Diversity of opinion matters, and Harbaugh's willingness to be forthcoming deserves Steele's defense. It deserves a lot of people's defense. A lot of people should have Jim Harbaugh's back right now. I know I do. Not that I'm of any real consequence, but you get the point. And the fact is, I know for a fact, Jim Harbaugh is not nearly alone in this. Okay, not nearly alone. That's not what the woke mob wants you to believe. But look, in the Midwest and in the South, he's got a shit ton of supporters in this. I promise you, okay? Places where religion is still a thing, here in the Bible Belt, Christians, Catholics, etc., people don't agree with the, hey, let's carry a kid all the way to full term and then give it the axe. It's the most absurd and sick thing I can possibly think of. And that's part of it. Abortion is no longer just abortion. Have you noticed that? Oh, now you've got to carry it full term and still be able to do it. Nah. I mean, at some point, you know, Bill Maher made a comment about this a while back in the fact that he come out and said, it used to be abortion should be a tough issue and it should still be a bad thing when you have to get one done. He even admitted his own party has taken a very extreme, wild, absurd approach with let's just willy-nilly be able to get one done without having to struggle with it or feel consequence from it. You know what I'm talking about. And that's what they want, a form of birth control. Let me just be real. I applauded. I did the Jim Harbaugh video earlier. A lot of applause. I'm a Wolverines fan, unapologetically. I don't give a damn. I'm a 49ers fan. So I'm a big Jim Harbaugh guy. God, those Niner teams were so good. Jed York got in the way. Thanks a lot, Jed. Appreciate it. I think we would have won a Super Bowl with Jim Harbaugh. I really do, if he'd have stayed. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.